got a question for you. Well, first, let me show you this. This is a 20-round magazine for an AR-15/M4 carbine. My question is, how many rounds in a 20-round magazine? I'll give you a second. If you said 20, well, you're only half right. I'll explain that. You know, if you're going out to the range, getting in a little trigger time, going plinking, well, loading your magazine up to capacity, it's not going to hurt much. You got plenty of time to play. But if you're under stress and your magazine is loaded to capacity, and you add that extra effort that stress gives you to slam this thing up into the magazine well, there's a good chance that you're going to jump around out of the lips. I've been a firearms trainer for 20 years. Seen this on the rifle range a lot. Put a little stress on a student or a client, and things don't always go well. And if there's a little stress on the range, can you imagine what the stress would be like if you were really in a firefight? The end of the world's happening, home invasion, whatever. But doing in a particular exercise, which is shooting off a round out of your rifle, having an empty magazine left. Of course, on an AR, the bolt will lock itself to the rear. You drop the magazine out, you acquire another magazine, and you slam it up in there. Drop the bolt forward, shoot off the next round, all within 5 seconds. What happens is you're going to make up some time somewhere, and it's usually slamming this thing up into the magazine well and causing a round to jump out of place here. It does happen. However, if you load this magazine down to 18 rounds instead of 20, that rarely ever occurs. So we're under stress, we do things we wouldn't normally do. I've learned not to slam my magazines up into the magazine well, and one way I learned that was to see all sorts of funny things inside my gun after I slammed the magazine, including a cartridge that looked similar to a pretzel. Got all screwed up in there because it actually got pushed forward. The bolt didn't pick it up very well, and tried to put it in the chamber, but missed, and crunched the cartridge, pushed the projectile out, and I had gunpowder all over the place. So if you can imagine the stress of a 5-second exercise, imagine the stress of a firefight. When you empty your magazine and you slam another one home, and you start developing problems, maybe even a type 3 malfunction, which we'll deal with at a later time. So load your magazines down 2 rounds. There's 18 rounds in a 20-round magazine. There's 28 rounds in a 30-round magazine. And do that for yourself. You'll have a tactical advantage, and you know, something you have to live with.